Clean your room. That's your biggest one, right? Clean your room. There's only one true God. I'm alive. I'm alive.
Yeah, I think he wants to get killed.
I'm alive. By the way, you have a dead face and you have a very British face. You literally look like
I'm Russian.
Something's wrong. Also, look at my cute face. I'm just gonna laugh when I do this. I want a black girlfriend.
I can see why you can't get one, mate.
This is not usually what this podcast is
No.
like.
Ari Matti, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
So tell me, how does...
I'm the dumbest guy you ever had on this podcast. 100%. I listened to, before I came here, I put on a random episode, random moment, and then I heard like all kinds of words.
We do use words here, Ari.
You said like the ramifications of, I was like, ramifications, I put it off. I was like, get the fuck. I don't know, shit.
But anyway, it's a delight for you to...
I love the way you're still trying. It's
It's a delight.
We're not going to have the normal conversation, I think.
No.
I think this has been established. Ari, you're an Estonian comedian in America.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Well, I know you guys are British. So you guys do you guys defend like British stand-up?
Defend?
No.
Yeah. Are you the big British versus American stand-up guys? You know when you bring
We
it up.
prefer American stand-up. However, so I don't know if you know this, the first time we went on Rogan, Joe gently inquired as to what we think about American stand-up versus British stand-up, and Francis went, British comedians all sh**. And I was like, there you go.
That's a lot, yeah.
Well, I was like, well, there are some good ones. Anyway, after that, we both got for his stupid comment.
Yeah, 100%.
Were you about to slag off British comedians? Is that what was
No,
about to
it's
happen?
like, like in Estonia, in stand-up comedy, I mean, it started literally with me and 3 other guys. So we're such a new art form. But is this a correct assumption that like British stand-up, did you guys get the art form from like sketch and theater culture?
It's kind of more complicated than that. So British stand-up comes from a multitude of different places.
Ramifications.
Which is ramifications, No, it comes from different places. So number one, there's the American. So you get the Lenny Bruce, then the Richard Pryor and all of that stream. But also our stand-up comes from music hall, which is a variety. So people would go in Victorian times and watch a juggler, they'd watch a mime artist, they'd watch a comedian who would do singing and dancing, which is actually where Charlie Chaplin came from. Charlie Chaplin came from that musical. So it's a combination of all of them.
Soviets have like estrade, you know what estrade is? Same thing, it's like a whole program. And they would have like comedians in between, like musical performances and shit, But I just found like like you said, Lenny Bruce, Richard Pryor, all those guys, just that like self-reflective storytelling, personality-based, not all witty and quippy. Dude, sometimes I go to London and do gigs and they're like, we don't have room for you. I'm like, can I replace one of the 13 guys doing witty observations? You know, I would watch a lineup and I'd be like, and I'm like...
Well, the biggest difference, I think, between American stand-up and British stand-up is American stand-up is high status and British stand-up is low status. Low status is someone who makes fun of themselves. High status is someone who's cool and makes fun of the world. Right?
Well, I don't know about that, because a lot of British performers kind of... Their angle is like, I'm telling you how it is. Whereas American, don't you find it's more of like, we're all in this. That's why the ceilings are always low in American clubs. The stage is low. Like, I'm amongst you, the government and the other guys. Don't you find that?
Yeah, the government is universal.
Universal. That is true. You go to Mongolia and the comedians riffing about the government.
There's a lot of...
That'd be funny as a comedian to be like, you're all trash, the government.
Brilliant.
So what was it like doing comedy in Estonia?
Well, it's like, I would say, the reason like you asked previously, was the reason I wanted to come to America was just because, like, I was I would say career-wise, I was doing great. I love Estonia, I love my country, and I love the language. That's where I grew up, so I relate to my own people the most, of course. I'm sure it's with you guys as well. If you do stand-up back home, there's a different level. You can make reference, fucking
Witty observations.
Benny Hill, you can... Benny Hill, right?
Yes, Benny Hill.
Get it?
Yeah.
You can do like that, right? So you can relate, obviously. But back home, I would say what we ran into is like we're just fucking 6 or 7 guys. You would do a new tour every year because the audience is really small. It's kind of like an Edinburgh Fringe format where you kind of have to build a new hour. Mm-hmm. And I would say in terms of my originality, I would kind of struggle. When you start to become like a caricature of yourself, because there's not really like, because we're the first guys, we're the first ones at the well. So all the bits and all the things would be like very... In America, there's just so many different voices, and it's such a deep history of stand-up. Like even the audience now, I would say, is in meta. Don't you find that? Like they already know that it's fake. They already know that it's you're not riffing, even though you kind of try to make it seem as if you are. So I just creatively kind of felt stumped maybe a little bit.
And did you come straight to Austin, or did you go to New York first?
I've been to New York, I've been to Seattle, I did a comedy competition. I lived a year in Vancouver, Canada, amazing comedy scene there, that was awesome. I lived a year in Melbourne, Australia, everywhere where I could get a visa basically and perform. Literally, yeah. And Brexit kind of f***ed me.
Why did it f*** you?
Because of visas,
So they didn't let you into Britain?
I mean, of course, no, you can still go. They don't go. I mean, the whole border process you guys have is a nightmare. I mean, it all...
Just come illegally.
Yeah, they don't give a f***.
Yeah, just get on a boat.
But still, like working, like getting a contract from a club with the European Union, it was all easy,
Yeah.
When do you guys go on holiday, you have to be in a separate line now. I love seeing that, dude. Because you guys used to ruin our line, dude.
What do you mean we used to ruin our line?
When we would go to like Spain or go to like Tenerife, the line was like 80 and guys from Sussex, all right? And you're all going to party, and now it's like 3 guys, me and a fucking Slovakian guy. And then you guys are in the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's true, and every time you go on Facebook, there's always somebody who takes a photo, and it was like, if
Yes.
it wasn't for the European,
Yes.
we were in the European Union, people voted to leave, and now I have this cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've dotted around, and then what made you come to America? What made you pursue the American dream, Ari?
Well, creatively, it's just the level is super high in America. I would say the type of comedy that I like.
Yeah.
Super different, diverse, And there is like, just the level creatively, I just feel.
The level of everything is higher here, don't you think?
Although, there's some things that I'm not a fan of,
Like what?
Well, everybody drives here. You guys live in London?
Yes.
Don't you guys love a nice walk
Yes.
before a
Oh.
gig?
Yeah.
There's no walking here, Nothing more disrespected than a pedestrian in America. There's no, literally, you'll be on a sidewalk and it just ends. And then you're just... and cars will honk and try to hit you. Like, yeah, it's great. Sometimes I'll walk, just go for a walk late at night after a gig, and cops will slow down and look at me like, what am I up to? Try to have a fucking walk. But so that's what I kind of miss. And I love, you guys have subways there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. It's just a subway, a walk, going to the corner. I do love that. And history, of course. London has huge history. In Austin, you walk around, they're like, this is our oldest, 1961. You're like, 61? We have minus years in Estonia,
Yeah.
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 So that's kind of...
Well, that's very much a Texas thing, I think, because
sure.
in New York, it's a great walking city.
Yeah.
If you don't get attacked by the homeless people or drug addicts or whatever, it's a great place to walk around. I'm trying to think of the other things. Yeah, but in Austin, it feels like everyone used to get around on horseback, and they just updated it to cars. And
Yeah, you gotta have and I don't have a driver's license.
Why not?
I kind of missed it. Like, I missed the...
What do you mean you missed it?
Like, I don't know, like...
I feel like you're way too ADHD to drive. Do you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I do not trust.
But I did drive when I was a kid, just illegally.
Yeah.
I just...
I feel like I am actually
literally had a
happy.
car.
I would not trust you with a truck. You know what I mean?
Oh, a big truck, yeah. I'll kill somebody.
Yeah.
You actually sound enthused by that, Ari.
Oh, what? What's
You know,
What's enthused? Stop using long words. He told you he's dumb.
Yeah.
It means sounds like you'd enjoy that.
Yeah. Killing somebody?
Yeah,
Maybe.
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 So you dotted around. You then, because you came to America, but you came to New York first, didn't you?
Yeah, I was New York because of the scene and the city, of course. But then I lost so much money per month that.
New York, expensive, bro.
But dude, it's insane that no matter how much money I've made throughout my career, as soon as I land in New York, I'm poor. Like, it's insane. You take the cab ride from JFK to downtown, it's like 160. You're like, I've never even seen that number. Yeah, it's crazy. It's so expensive. I don't even know what people are doing there. I had a studio apartment, Airbnb. It was like 4,400. You don't have a washing machine. You don't have a second floor. You're just under people. And it was like in a basement with a whole family on top of you. Like, everybody's like, New York's amazing. Is it?
It's amazing if you're super rich.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. New York.
Which none of us are.
Yeah. I mean, there's 5 bedrooms in this house.
Yeah.
But we don't own it, Ari.
Yeah, well, there's lav mics, so you're not that rich, I guess.
Yeah, Ari, he was shocked by these lavalier mics because he's used to the big podcasting because everyone copies Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And thinks if you're going to do a podcast, you need a massive microphone.
Yeah,
and that
I
makes
feel
no
so
sense.
bare. I feel like we're naked, no? Just talking.
I don't like the facial expression with which you said the word naked.
Yeah.
It bothers me.
You've got the look of a man who loves a sauna, Ari.
Every day. I sauna every day naked, every day. And I love it. I need it. I want it. You guys done sauna in Great Britain?
Do sauna, but not naked.
No.
No, I'd love to see someone walk into a British sauna naked. That would be a great scene.
Yeah, that's me.
You know, there's actually a sauna. We've actually got a sauna in this house. That's how well we're living, Ari.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in his shower, but it's still a sauna.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's like a tiny one, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I resent the word tiny, but yes, it
is tiny, especially if it's cold.
Yeah.
And all 4 of you just go in there and just.
Yeah, but that's where we have our meetings.
It's like, I love it.
Yeah.
See, Russian people don't like gay stuff.
No.
You see how he started? Did you notice that? This guy's having a great time. This guy, not so much.
What about Estonians? The Estonians like gay stuff.
Yeah.
You love it.
Yeah, I need it. It's funny. You know who don't like gay stuff? Russians and black people.
Really?
Black people hate gay stuff. You ever grab a black guy's ass cheek, squeeze it a
I've
little
never
bit?
done that.
A little cupcake?
No.
Give it a little smooch?
No.
And what happens if you do that?
They just get angry, and I love that.
Ari, you're going to get shot one day. You know that.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Squeeze that little butt.
How have
But
you
they have
made...
their butt out.
You do know you're in Texas, Ari.
I know, it's crazy.
There are guns here, my friend.
Yeah.
You can't just go around grabbing black people's asses.
I know, that's another thing I don't
It's a
like.
controversial statement.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
When I said that, I just went, we've had Jordan Peterson on the show.
Yeah. No, but before we started,
That's Jordan Peterson, right? Clean it, Jordan. You got it before you can judge me. I have to clean the room.
I will be honest with you, that is not the best impression of Jordan Peterson I've ever heard, but it is the funniest.
It is my favourite impression. That is
Not the best, but the funniest.
He's been to Estonia, and I met him.
Has
too.
he?
Yeah.
You met him?
His daughter too. The live mics don't pick it up. Don't worry.
No. All right.
Okay.
I was on tour with Jordan last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, like open or whatever?
Yeah, I was opening for him.
Did you do like jokes? Or what
I did, yeah. Yeah.
So you like buried him? Because he doesn't do jokes,
I
right?
buried him. What do you mean I buried him?
Hasn't been in America long enough. It's like when you do so good that someone can't follow you. It's like a stand-up term.
Oh, I see.
Comedians use it.
I see what you mean.
It's comedian lingo.
No, I didn't. He's actually very funny.
Yeah.
He doesn't realize he's funny.
He was crushing.
What he does is, the biggest frustration I have with Jordan is he talks over his own punchlines. So he will say something really funny, and people will start laughing, and goes, "No, I'm being deadly serious," and then Jordan just let them laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you met him.
Yeah.
So you're a fan?
Super nice. Yeah. He did Kill Tony. He was super funny. And he has those awesome suits. His suit guy actually contacted me. I think he's like an Estonian guy. I think so.
Yeah,
You know the awesome suits that he has?
Yeah.
And he looks like a villain.
Yeah, Dimitri. We've had him on the show.
Lex Friedman,
He
Jordan
made
Peterson.
this. This is made by him.
Oh, see, that's the guy. That's in Estonia, by the way.
Yeah.
That fashion
I
house.
know.
Oh,
Look
okay,
good,
okay.
feel good.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful.
He made a bunch of stuff for me.
Beautiful.
So you should meet Dimitri.
Jordan Peterson, Elon Musk, Lex Friedman, they all have this villain vibe, don't they? Like they're gonna do something.
I don't know, like Jordan, Lex doesn't have a villain vibe, does he?
Lex is just autistic. Isn't
Yeah.
I guess so.
I hope that's official because he just looks autistic and sounds autistic and acts autistic.
Yeah. And is autistic.
Yeah. Yeah. So is Elon. So you just don't like autistic people.
No, they're villains. Like they're up to something.
They're up to something.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think they're up to?
I don't know. How did Lex Friedman get rich?
I assumed it was his podcast.
Maybe,
Those
yeah.
big numbers.
Yeah.
Maybe I read something on Reddit.
Tell me more.
Russian government.
The Russian government.
Do you trust him?
Do I trust who?
Him?
Me.
Yeah.
Russian government? No.
Oh, well, do I trust the Russian government? No, I don't trust the Russian
Do you know
government.
it is become absolutely fine to say like that about Russians?
It is.
like-
Thank God. I've been waiting. I've been waiting here. We call them, we call you guys onions in Estonia.
Onions?
Onions.
Why is that?
And it was like the N-word.
Because we make you cry.
No, because you guys moved to our country. And then you would sell onions.
Oh.
And then-
I've never sold onions in Estonia.
We call you onions. And it was like the N-word for Russians. And now after you guys started the whole thing, we can just let it fly. And it feels
You're happy. How do people in Estonia feel about what's going on?
What do you think?
Excited?
What do you think?
looking forward to joining the Commonwealth?
No, we hate it. Of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it, to see the way Americans talk about Putin?
Yeah, it's very surprising, yeah. Like that you guys are, well, you guys, huh?
No,
Like they-
us guys.
they-
No.
No.
they're like
But that's
super
in Texas.
pro-Russia.
Yeah, people in Austin.
Yeah, I haven't been around. New York, maybe it's
No.
more Ukrainian, yeah, because I see the flags when
Yeah,
you walk around
yeah.
there. Mhm.
Yeah.
But it is interesting, yeah.
No, but in Austin it's weird because a lot of people here just openly pro-Putin.
Yeah, and they're like, well, what did Ukraine do? And I'm like, just be a sovereign country. Yeah, it's crazy that they side with somebody who's invading another country. And I know there's a bigger picture, politics, NATO, I know there's all this, but overall, Russia has a pretty bad rap, I would say. You think we're next?
Do you think, well,
Do you think you're next?
I hope not.
Estonia.
Although, I don't know a lot about visas, but if Estonia gets invaded and I'm here, refugee visa?
it's good you're thinking of the bigger picture, Ari.
Yeah.
It's good, man. that
I
you-
think so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't need a refugee visa. You're crushing it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Or they call me back to war.
I wouldn't want you in my army.
No, mate.
Oh, no, dude, I'm gonna shoot you.
Yourself.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
But you're going to do it by accident, which is the worst thing.
yeah.
I'll transition if war happens.
Will you?
Yeah, just wear a skirt, hang out with the girls, wait for the men to get back home. I'll have a tissue, I'll wave at you like this. Okay, boys.
I mean, that's not. I think. Do you know what? You're not going to be the only one that does that.
Oh, yeah. Just everyone transitions.
Yeah. Everyone transitions. Everyone's going to do that.
Yeah.
When we first dipped our toes into the world of Triggernometry merch, we thought, how hard can shipping be? Turns out, very. Let's just say the folks at our local post office started rolling their eyes when they saw us coming. Whether you're running a side hustle or scaling a full-blown e-commerce business, shipping can get out of hand fast. That's why ShipStation is a total game changer. ShipStation is the powerful, no-nonsense tool that centralizes all your orders from your website, Amazon, Etsy, and more into one clean, intuitive dashboard. You can compare carrier rates, batch print shipping labels, and keep tabs on every single package, all without breaking a sweat or losing track of anything. And the best bit? You can save up to 88% on shipping rates. That's money back in your pocket to grow the business. If you want to scale without the chaos, Head over to shipstation.com and use the code TRIGGER for a free trial. That's shipstation.com, code TRIGGER. ShipStation. Make ship happen. So you've been here a while, and you went to New York. You had a couple of stints in New York, and then you did Kill Tony.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when everything went. Whew.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. Yeah, I mean, Kill Tony is such a big. Even when I did it a year ago, and even now, it's like such. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So, yeah, it's good to be a part of that. I mean, it's hard writing a new minute every week. Of course, there's some challenges to it, but it's awesome to be a part of. I kind of like had to, kind of got a shortcut, you know. Although, I mean, I've been doing it for 13 years as an open micer grinding, so I guess it's not, you know, I paid my dues, but it is a good way to get into the American stand-up. It's like super easy. It's like the Johnny Carson Tonight Show, something like that, you know.
Yeah, but you've still got to make the impact. There's loads of people. There's people who go on Kill Tony and are actually very good and do a great 1 minute set. But for whatever reason, it doesn't pop like the way you popped.
Yeah, it's that interesting thing with stand-up is like you can't quite explain it on paper because sometimes. But how many times will you see a guy who crushes it on stage altogether? You see him crush a 15-minute set, but then doesn't quite move into that premier ticket-selling thing. It's just. I think it's like there's so many stand-up comedians who are amazing right now that you need to have something. Just that weird, whatever people connect with, you know, that X factor, whatever the they call it, you know. So it's just, I think being funny, like being funny on stage, can often be a very formulaic thing that you can kind of figure. I think everyone has a 5-minute set.
Yeah.
Everyone has a 5 minute. Everyone has enough perspective and things happen to their life that they can make 5 minutes about their own life funny.
Yeah.
But to have that extra. That's like, I think being funny is sometimes easier than being interesting, you know? Like, not often. I mean, but sometimes you'll watch a guy and I'm like, yeah, he's funny, but is it like, it's like, yeah, you said like Theo Von, you know, it's like, it's just there's only one Theo Von, you know? You couldn't put it on paper. But there's a lot of guys who are very formulaic, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
So Kill Tony really emphasizes that of like that's why the interview portion is so important too. It's like what's the thing about you? What's crazy about you? Or what's interesting, you know?
So what was the first time like when you were on there?
Luckily, I did a spot. I got on Kill Tony, not from the bucket even. I just did a spot at the Little Boy next door. And I went straight on Kill Tony maybe 20 minutes later. And I was auditioning at the mothership. So I already had so big of an adrenaline dump. And the upside for me, I knew Kill Tony. If you're a comedian, you know Kill Tony. I know the format, I know the interview, I know Tony Hinchcliffe, I know Brian Redman. Of course, I know that. But I didn't quite know how big of a thing it is. So I didn't really know to be that nervous, I would say. And then I did it a couple of times and it started getting bigger and bigger. And so I think that was the upside. I think a lot of people who are in that alley, when they sign up, they put a lot of pressure on themselves. And 1 minute is hard, you know, it's just like my style is, you know, I'm a very physical comedian. I don't really, to be honest, I don't really have jokes. It's the way I do it. That's funny. So I kind of had to rewrite my style too, which is a fun challenge. Like for the first time, I'm actually writing anecdotal jokes with a setup, left turn, punchline, because I can't just do it. Like I can't do this for a minute and it doesn't hit, you know.
Yeah.
So that's the fun side, I would say, of it.
Because, and it must have been weird though, Ari, because you were, like you said, you were grinding for 13 years. You go on Kill Tony, and then bam.
Yeah.
Was it like that?
About 4 or 5 month period, I would say, that it started going, yeah. But especially in Austin, you know, the mothership is such a huge cultural place here, and Kill Tony as well. So here it's pretty crazy, yeah. Like everybody knows me here, which is nice, you know. You feel at home.
It is nice. Is it weird though, on some level, when you're so used to grinding that when it finally happens, you go, I can't actually believe this is working?
Yeah, I mean, it is, yeah. And sometimes you kind of forget, like, you kind of forget that you have maybe not a responsibility, but something, you know, people will listen to you in a different way or treat you differently, kind of, you know, whereas when you're killing in the oblivion. It's a safety zone. It's a safety zone. But I try not to lose that. Like I still do love that feeling of like, but then you go to New York, like when you do gigs in New York, see, that's different because it's such a melting pot. There's no way that you're gonna have mostly Kill Tony fans in a room. When I do New York, it's about of 8. If I drop into a club, it's 80 people, let's say 80 people, 3 of them will know who I am. The rest of them are like from Norway or some, and it's, so you kind of feel, it kind of reality checks you, I go on, I do shit, and it's not hitting, I'm like, oh, I forgot what it feels like to introduce yourself to a crowd a little bit. When you guys tour as well, right? With stand-up and shit?
Francis does.
I do.
Yeah. So it's kind of the same thing, when you do your own fans.
Yeah.
Oh, it's totally different.
Yeah, you kind of feel that comfort. But having that comfort is important too, I think. I think being always desperate to prove yourself can kind of limit yourself creatively because you'll always feel like, you have to prove yourself, so you have to get to that laugh. Whereas sometimes bits that are bigger in picture and maybe a bit more unique to yourself come when you're in the comfort of being yourself. So there's a balance. You have to feel comfortable still, I think, to some extent.
Yeah, and it's also, I love New York for stand-up because it is the most cutthroat place in the world.
Cutthroat as fuck. And there's so many different audiences. You literally do a room with the same bits and then go from Brooklyn to Manhattan, and it's a whole different ballgame. Different types of people, different types of economic levels, different class, different races, different backgrounds. Yeah, it's very hard.
It's why with Austin, and I love Austin, but it's kind of the same room time after time. Well, of course, with variations, but a lot of the time.
For sure. Like if you open up with standing go.
That is so true.
Oh yeah, if you go soft, hell yeah. So.
And then retard.
Oh, you have to. I think it's in the contract at the mothership. You have to have 2 retards in your set. Yeah. Try to bring the N-word back too.
How's that going?
Do you do that before or after you grab the arse?
I do say the N-word on stage sometimes, but in Estonia only.
In Estonia only?
Yeah.
Yeah, Estonians don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, because we don't have them, so can't be racist if there's none.
That's...
Can't be racist over an ocean, if I yell the N-word over.
I guess logically it makes sense.
Yeah, and there's no like hatred involved in. Estonia is also very, very like we've never had any sort of cancer. Like our culture is not even. I mean, we got liberated from. I broke it. I'm sorry. We got liberated from.
My boys. Yeah.
The boys!
And then what happened? And after that, you don't have cancel culture. Is that what you?
In 1992, so everything's so fresh. We're not there yet where we're canceling or thinking about trans people or
Really?
whatever.
You don't have trans flags everywhere?
No, we're not there yet. We're literally hitting women still. Like we're working on it. Like
you're trying to get to that point.
Yeah, we have 3 trans people.
Right now, you're hitting women.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to get to the point where you're hitting trans people. Trans women.
Yeah, we're not even worried about them yet.
The
regular women are getting hit right now. So
it's a journey.
But there's no hatred involved in racism or nothing in Estonia, So that's why Estonians are always like, why can't I say the N-word? It's funny. If you're a black guy, you go to Estonia, within 3 days, you'll end up with a discussion in a sauna with a guy, with an old Estonian guy trying to tell you why he can't call you the N-word to your face.
It doesn't sound that appealing if I were a black guy. I end up.
But there's no hatred. He's literally.
There's no hatred. You're naked. He's asking you why he can't use the N-word and pinching your ass.
Yeah, it's just a difference of culture, isn't it? If you're not aware of something, that's it. It's kind of because people see Estonians as white, they go, "Oh, you're influenced by Western Europe." When the reality is, you're more influenced by the East than you are the West, Eastern Europe, Russia, etc. So you have different. You just see the world in a different way.
Yeah, that's true. I would say my generation, because when the collapsed.
Thank you for not breaking our lights down. That second time.
Yeah.
When the Soviet Union collapsed.
When it collapsed, there's a huge generational difference too. It's like you said, that the generation before me super influenced by the East, by the Russian media, Russian cartoons. And then all of a sudden, when it all came down, I'm fully, like my generation is South Park, Chappelle Show, all that. So there's a huge contrast,
Yeah.
Like my generation obviously knows cultural impacts of trans people, N-word, LGBT movements, all that, because we're so Western. But then there's the previous generation that has no idea of that at all. So it is interesting. See, that's why Estonian stand-up is also thriving, I think, because there's all this maybe generational difference and tension that is funny, to highlight.
Yeah.
And to have a perspective on. That's why I think the art form really thrives in Eastern Europe right now, I would say. Just because there is that tension that needs release,
So with you being aware of American culture, what have been the biggest surprises to you, or what's so different about being here as opposed to where you come from?
Well, I kind of knew how to expect I knew what to expect from just growing up around the multimedia of America, but I would say the pedestrian thing, right? Oh, and politics too. It is crazy how political like an average American guy is. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my Europeanness or something, but it's not like. Of course, we care about the war and all that. That's a huge thing in our media right now. But I would say in our personal life, like we don't really, like, they put a sign out, like who you're voting for.
Yeah.
That's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I agree.
That's a lot, huh?
Yeah.
Like it's your home. Why would you create this, like a fucking statement? Like how does that affect your life that much? You know what I'm saying? Like your personal life. So they are very political. And I've been in green rooms where things get a bit, you're like, Jesus.
Things get heated.
Yeah, things get heated, yeah.
Because people are arguing about politics.
Yeah, people get super into it. I don't know. Are British people like that? I don't know.
We're becoming like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we still don't put the signs in our, front garden.
What's the thing in Britain right now? I mean, Brexit is over. You guys already had it.
Yeah.
What's now? What's the? Oh, it's immigration, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's big. Right?
Yeah, we don't want any more of you.
No, I don't think I'm the problem. I think there's a different thing. I don't think this guy's the problem either. Cutie matootie.
He's pointing at our blonde employee.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, immigration also, we're locking up people for shit they say online.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's another thing. Yeah, that's like the Commonwealth thing. It's like Canada, the UK, and Australia.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the political.
Yeah, we love that.
Yeah. We love it, man. We love it. If you say
Hey, what's
something.
up with that?
It's a good
I thought
question.
British people were cool.
So did we.
No.
Yeah.
It's because we've gone more and more down this, like, we want to be looked after by the government.
Protected. We want safety. Well, we
want
don't,
sa-
but
Most people do. And if you want safety, you're going to want safety from everything, which includes words and jokes and whatever else. But actually, it's kind of weak.
For sure, yeah. So what's the common consensus?
there is no common consensus.
That's that.
Like here, I mean, like you go around, one house is Trump sign, another house is Harris sign.
Yeah.
It's very split
Yeah.
down the middle, very divided.
Yeah.
Very divided. Do you find that here as well? It's very divided.
Yeah, it depends on who I'm talking to, I would say. But what do you guys think? It's like you know, they always say that division is what the lizards are trying to make it happen. Do you think that's true, that someone's trying to make us divided, or it's just a natural thing that's happening?
Lizards.
The lizards. He's talking about the Illuminati, the people who
Yeah,
are
yeah.
in
Do you think it's
charge.
something like
Why
that?
are you even doing?
'Cause
the
a lot of
lizard
Ameri-
pose?
Because a lot of Americans do think they're like.
But Americans, have you noticed this? Americans love conspiracy theories.
Great point. That's also crazy. How like
love
I'll
it.
riff with somebody thinking it's all funny Google.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, look at the cloud in 9/11. There's a face, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Americans love. I have a theory about this. So America, if you think about America, it's first of all the people who came here were kind of, out there. They were not in the middle of they were pretty out.
By the way, you have a dead face and you have a very British face.
I have a Russian face.
Yeah, very Russian. It's crazy. You literally look like
I'm Russian.
Something's wrong. He's like a Benny Hill. We're all having a good time, and you're just telling me. Okay, keep going. Sorry, with your dead face.
You interrupted my great theory.
No, you have a great
disappointed. No, look, seriously. Americans, first of all the people who came here were a little bit crazy. And in a good way and in a bad way. The good way in which they were crazy is they were like, anything's possible. We go to this new place, we start our own thing, blah, 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 blah. So if you think anything's possible, then you think anything's possible.
Huh.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you have noticed this as well. Americans love conspiracies.
Love conspiracy theories.
And they really they're not like, hey, that would be interesting if that happened. They're like, this happened.
And it happened, and like, then my favorite is when two conspiracy theorists meet, they never agree. Conspiracy theorists never agree. They always, like one guy's like, Putin affected the US election, Ukraine isn't real. And then the other guy's like, well, Ukraine has never been real. And you're like, oh my God, okay. It's that like, there's a lot of theories, and everything has a crazy theory.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing rational. It has to be either lizards, aliens, or nothing else.
No, you've missed out the third one.
Black people?
No. Oh, the Jews.
Oh!
They love the Jews.
We love the Jews. How do British people feel about the Jews? I've never thought about the Jews till I came here. I literally never even... We don't have Jews.
Yeah, the Germans took care of that.
Oh yeah, there's 70 of them. By the way, we took care of them before they got there.
That's true. You were kind of...
We didn't want to start off on the wrong foot.
Yeah. I mean,
we were.
The Baltic people, they were kind of,
A lot of people go like, oh yeah, you were pro-Nazi. We didn't really have a choice. You have a tank.
Yeah.
It's not a very good excuse.
It is. You have a tank. I'll do what I need. You have a tank.
Yeah, but you just said yourself, you handled it before.
Yeah, because you were coming.
What do you mean you?
With a tank.
I'm German. So you were like, the Germans are coming.
Yeah.
Let's take care of the Jews.
Yeah. And nothing really changed when the Germans came. I mean,
it did for the Jews, Ari.
Fashion got better.
Yeah.
Then they hated books. We didn't know how to read, so...
Does he know he's on the internet?
I don't think he gives a fuck, mate.
Well,
also look at my cute face. Everyone's gonna laugh when I do this.
One of the things we've always admired about you, the Triggernometry audience, is your intellectual curiosity. You don't just want opinions that confirm what you already think. You want to understand the why behind events, policies, and decisions from all angles. That's why we're recommending the NPR Politics podcast. They break down the big stories from Washington, policy shifts, executive orders, immigration, trade, and they do it in sharp, digestible episodes, usually 15 minutes or less. The hosts are smart, calm, and focused on clarity, just like me. Whether you agree with them or not, they'll give you a lens into how a lot of the country sees these issues. And in today's world, that kind of perspective is invaluable. So, broaden the scope of your political diet. Listen now to the NPR Politics podcast, only from NPR, wherever you get your podcasts.
how do we get here? Oh, Jews. We're talking about lizards. You were asking whether we think the pedo lizards are dividing
Like
everything.
the division, yeah. Do you think it's like a...
Nah, it's just human nature, man.
Yeah, right?
Humans are tribal.
Yeah.
Red team, blue team, fascist,
See, that's
communist.
That's why it's the you know, I am of course super I would say emotionally kind of, not super, but kind of involved in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. But it is kind of a bummer that meanwhile this conflict's happening, you know, there's like news all the time, like Syria, another 100,000, just like, you know, there's always like that. But it's only because we're tribal. And if you look at Russian-Ukrainian news, you know, the houses that they're blowing up, you look at the kitchen, the furniture they have, it's so similar. It's literally the same thing that I grew up with.
Yeah.
So there's that empathy, because it's like, oh, it's like I'm being attacked. Then you watch some footage from Syria, it's like a hut near a desert. You're like, you know, so it is that sadness. Yeah, we are very tribal, huh? It's kind of a bummer. Because isn't there like genocide happening in Congo, Somalia, and Syria and whatever? But we're just white people being like, you're not on Facebook, you know. But if you're on TikTok, like, that is the craziest thing, that Russia and Ukraine, I think it's the first conflict that I've seen on TikTok.
Yeah.
There's like soldiers like and subscribe. Like, literally, there's like, you can subscribe to Ukrainian soldiers who are just fucking.
Really?
Yeah. I follow a few.
You follow a few Ukrainians?
Crazy. There's like footage in the trenches. They put those cameras. Have you seen those trenches?
Yeah.
And it's some old Russian bastard. You know who they're sending to the front line. It ain't
Yeah.
Have you seen those people? It's all like old guys with a bolt action rifle from the museum, and he's in a trench. Vladimir Putin. He just gets shot by this Ukrainian guy with an M4, and he's like and subscribe. It's crazy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it is. And I think the other thing as well, and a lot of people have talked about this, is algorithms, you know? We all get stuff fed to us. You're going to get fed pro-Ukraine stuff because that's the stuff that you engage with.
Exactly.
You know, whereas some people, like in Austin, they'd get fed pro-Russia stuff.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy that every opinion you have right now, you can get 100% validation as soon as you want it?
Exactly.
Everything you think is 100% correct.
Yes. And there's facts and articles and anything you want.
Anything you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a lizard's penis. Internet will be like, you've always had a lizard's penis, you f***. And you're like, okay.
Back to the lizards, Ari.
Yeah.
You like lizards?
I don't know about that.
Do you think they're in charge? Have you spent enough time in Austin now that you do you believe in conspiracy?
No.
No.
I don't get it at all.
Me neither.
Like, at all. I mean, but there are conspiracies that are true, of course, like governmentally, you know.
Yeah.
Do you guys know like what Molotov Ribbentrop was?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Remember that? That was like a proven conspiracy. That's like a 70-year conspiracy that's proven, later came out. That's like an interesting one. But yeah, if you're like high world society or whatever.
Why do you think it's weird? Because that's interesting. Why do you think it's strange that they believe in this?
Like Americans?
Yeah, Americans, yeah.
Americans, yeah. Why? A cup of tea. I love British accents. What do you mean?
Like, why do you think they believe in it?
Maybe it's like the... well, life has been pretty comfortable here, especially in America. So I think you start wondering bigger picture things when you have time to wonder bigger picture things, you know, like what's the... And I think Americans also have maybe an egotistical approach to like, I kind of know what's up.
Yeah.
You know? Like I got it all figured out, you know, which is hilarious. That's what makes them so funny. You ever watch Kurt Metzger?
Oh,
My
yeah.
favorite guy to talk to.
Yeah.
I ask Kurt, I don't use Google, I use Kurt.
I mean...
You can ask Kurt anything and you'll have a fully 100% convinced answer from him.
I love Kurt, and I think he's
Kurt.
I
One
think
of the
he's
funniest guys ever.
I think he's a brilliant comedian, bordering on genius.
Yeah.
I don't always think Kurt's opinions are correct, though, Ari.
Yeah, but that's funny. Isn't that funny? Like, I love watching him on stage just being like, oh, you don't know that? You don't know? You know, and you're like, only America can create that sort of thing, I think. At least, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious. Like, I love everyone who is really convinced in something that they believe in. I want that.
You want that?
Yeah, give it to me.
Why are you not like that?
Because I don't know shit, dude. I don't know shit. But if I meet you in a cafe, or like if I'm in a cafe, I'm writing by myself, and then over here you saying openly that you're a Nazi, I want you on my stage as soon as possible. Because I want to hear more, you know. It's interesting, don't you think?
Why are you pointing at me?
Mr. Deadface Russian. Look at one of the... Dude, it's so different. Smiles and giggles. Zdarova.
Hello.
Hello.
So we're talking about what you love in comedy. Who are your comedy influences, Ari?
Everyone black.
Okay.
I love black people.
You've made that very clear.
I love black people. They're so funny, charismatic, and like act out. The charisma.
So, like who? Chris Rock, Dave
Eddie
Chappelle?
Murphy as a kid. Yeah, Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock. From the white guys, Louis C.K., Bill Burr, can't think of anything else right now.
Just black guys, really.
Yeah,
You threw in those two white guys just to not look racist.
Yeah.
Just not to look racist.
Yeah.
There is something to be said, actually. Like,
About black guys.
Yeah, about black guys.
Go for it.
Go,
I
go.
love black
Say
people. I love black people.
I'm just going to slide out.
So what are you talking about? If anyone's going to get the flack, it's going to be him.
Well, yeah,
You ever fuck a black girl?
he did several Nazi salutes.
Yeah.
What did you just ask?
You guys ever black girl?
I wouldn't put it in quite those coarse terms, Ari, but yes, I have.
Like British black or
American black.
American? Holy shit. I haven't. You guys? Me neither.
Why do you want to know?
I want a black girlfriend.
Well, I can see why you can't get one, mate.
Why?
I don't know. I'd love it, I think.
So you can
They seem
pinch
so
her
bossy.
ass as well.
No,
they
they're
do
so
bossy.
Yeah, bossy. I want like a black girl just to treat me like
Why?
shut the fuck, you fat ass. You know, I want that. I want you to call me a while we're having sex. Would you faggy ass?
I'm sure there's quite a lot of people who happily do that with you.
You know, you were telling me the other day that you find it difficult to get dates. I know when we're in agreement.
what?
You found it. You told me you were finding it difficult to get dates in Austin.
Oh, dates.
Yeah, dates.
Dags. I was like, am I in fucking... What's the movie, Snatch?
Dates. But now that I know, you've just got your thing.
I do have my thing.
Yeah.
Latinos too. Oh, Texas has amazing Latinos.
Francis loves Latinos.
Yeah.
His mum is Latina, so.
Really?
Yes.
No, are you... She's like 80 years old. I don't even know what the right word is.
Mom?
Yeah, my mum's about 78, 79.
Latino years though, still baggy, still hot, still fun. Oh, your dad's a dog, huh? Kind of like a Latino sweet ass punane.
Yeah, he got a Latina woman in
That's crazy. Your dad must have been the coolest guy on the block, huh?
I think she just wanted a British passport, Ari.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
You know?
Damn.
My dad was from a place called Wigan. You know Wigan?
I don't think you can say that. Change out the letters a little bit, huh?
But yeah, so no. My mum, my dad dated my mum in the 70s.
Wow. That must have been great. Where's she from?
Venezuela.
Oh. Wow.
So you're looking for a black or Latina girl
So hot. They're so pretty.
to dominate you.
Yeah. To treat me like shit. This is not usually what this podcast is like.
No, Ari,
I
it's
bet it's
not.
like super political.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And super like a lot of science and shit, huh?
Not so much
The
science.
dinosaurs.
Well, no, don't talk so much about the dinosaurs, but
Yeah.
I mean, we got probably the world's most famous evolutionary biologist on to talk about dinosaurs a bit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, or who is it? I don't know.
I mean, we've had Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
Really?
I destroyed him.
I'm probably the dumbest guy that's been on it.
You are. Undoubtedly.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson had an argument with us about trans women.
Is he like...
He's like,
He doesn't like it.
he does like it.
He loves
He
it.
loves a bit of trans. He's fully retarded when it comes to the issue. He's super smart about everything else, completely retarded about trans.
Really?
Yeah, there's like a clip on our channel of us arguing with him for like 10
And
minutes.
you don't like trans?
It's not that we don't like trans, but we don't think you can just like, I'm a woman now.
Would you date a trans woman, Ari?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, dude. If it's pussy, it's pussy.
Well,
I mean, this is where the argument is.
that's what the argument's about. Let's be honest.
Hey, when a trans...
Stop looking at him.
When you...
Yeah.
Go on.
not
Go
gonna
on. No,
ask
go on. Go on. Don't do
You've
that.
insulted everyone else.
We were talking with comedians. When you eat trans pussy, does it taste like dick?
I honestly don't know how to answer that question, Ari. It's not an
Have you been
Arabic-
to Thailand? British people love Thailand.
They do. No, I've never been to Thailand.
I've been
Me
there several
neither.
times.
You've been there several times, and
Did you have fun?
I had a lot of fun.
okay.
They are beautiful.
Who?
Everybody. See, I think like American trans, it's a rough transition. Look at Caitlyn Jenner, she's a millionaire.
Yeah.
So much money. So much money and still pretty.
Yeah.
But a Thai guy to a Thai lady, the transition is literally like a... They're so smooth. Have you felt their skin?
No.
We haven't been there. Tell us about this, Ken.
It's
Ari.
amazing. Yeah, I didn't do nothing because I'm a pussy. I'm just too in my old-fashioned Eastern European ways.
I don't know. Some of your boys, I've seen the way. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have a friend who went there and he just started doing cocaine and disappeared into Bangkok for like 72 hours. He came back, he was weird for a year. Just,
He saw a lot in those.
he was weird
3
for
days.
like a year and we're like, what's the deal? And then he was like, yeah, I just like, nah. And then he had to go to therapy and shit. That kind of means you're gay, huh? If you
What?
have problems with banging a dude. Like if you're later like, oh my God, what happened?
Wait, if you banged the dude,
And felt nothing, you're straight.
if you banged the dude and felt
He
nothing,
looks like a lady. That's how straight I am. Like if you put a wig on, I can you and believe the fantasy. That's
I
how
assure
straight
you that is never going to happen.
That's how straight I am. See, Russian guys. Black people hate when you do this. Like me and him could film a sketch where we both have wigs on and we make out and we're like, it's the art, you know?
Yeah, it's the art. You
you'll
commit
be like-
to the part.
Yeah, but you and him probably have sex as well.
Yeah, but you commit to the part.
Exactly.
And how else are you going to get the part unless you have sex with someone?
All
for
I
the
was
part?
questioning was the idea that if you have sex with a dude and feel nothing,
If you go to prison, you're not gonna dude in a wig. I will, because I'm that straight.
the logic of that checks out.
Exactly. Believe the fantasy. But British dudes, yeah. I remember there was this one because I did comedy in Bangkok for like after my visa ran out in Australia. I would live in Bangkok and then tour Southeast Asia, and I met this lady boy who during the day shaved head. I mean the nails, the makeup, and the skin still smooth, but just shaved head, just like a guy smoking a cigarette on a corner. And then by night, 10 out of 10. And then she would tell me these crazy stories about that. She would work at the bar, and then there's like a group of 12 British lads, the boys, you know, with the bintang shirt, you know, bintang, that beer, you know, with the neon colored, you know, the wife beater. Or
Yeah.
What do you guys call that?
Yeah, it's a wife beater.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all laughing and having a great time, like, oh, look at these lady boys, and then they leave. And there's always one guy who would have like a, you know, like, and then he comes back like 4 a.m. alone.
Yeah.
You'd be that guy.
Yeah.
He'd be that guy.
Yeah. Experimental.
Yeah.
You got to try.
Open-minded.
Exactly.
Yeah, not like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this Ukraine belongs to me. It used to be ours. It needs to be ours again.
Ari, I dread asking you this question, but we always end the interview with the same question. What's the one thing we're not talking about that we should be?
Before Ari answers the final question at the end of the interview, make sure to head over to our Substack. The link is in the description, where you're going to see this lunacy.
I love it. Like, hit me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now the internet knows what you're looking for. I think it's good.
Hit me.
And it will provide.
Hit me.
Don't worry about it, mommy day.
What's the one thing we're not talking about that we should be?
anything serious.
Or
Well,
not serious.
not serious, Ari.
You know, at this point, I have to say, I don't think it will be serious.
What should have we discussed? Huh? We
Yeah.
talked about banging dudes,
Yes.
we did.
grabbing asses with black people.
Yes.
We did talk about that.
They hate it. It's crazy. What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
I told you, I didn't think this was the right
No,
question to ask. But
I think he's got something.
Like, what didn't we talk about?
No. What's the one thing that we should be talking about?
Oh my God!
told
There you go.
there you go.
Okay, what do you guys think? Ukraine, Russia.
What do
You
I
guys are smart.
Yeah.
I'll whatever you guys think. I'll run with that opinion till the rest of my life.
That's what we should be talking about.
Yeah. What do you
Yeah.
guys? Which side? Who's correct?
I think Ukraine is in the right.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a difficult conflict because they same alphabet, same like if you were in a ditch.
Alphabet is not exactly the same. Actually.
Not exactly. Yeah. There's some letters that are
Yeah,
different.
the Ukrainians use a few Western letters, like I.
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, instead of the U, right? Mm-hmm. Like, but it is. If you're in a ditch and you're like a Ukrainian soldier, and you're trying to throw a grenade one way or the other, and you're trying to base it on who's talking, it's gonna be
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
See, I think that's why also that's such a fluid thing of opinions. Maybe is because it's to the like American eye. You look at like if you had a Ukrainian or a Russian guy over, they're both very loud and they're gonna smoke inside. You know what I'm saying? They're both gonna be pretty loud, But other conflicts like U.S., Afghanistan, it's obviously very easy to pick a side because they're so different. There's such a big cultural collision,
Which side are you on that one?
Afghanistan and the U.S. There's only one true God. I'm alive. I'm alive.
Yeah, I think he wants to get killed.
I'm alive. Well, I mean, have you been to Dubai?
No.
No.
Yeah, looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I know they have all that oil, but who put it there? Inshallah.
You think God put the oil there?
Inshallah.
And that's what God made them rich.
Because doesn't Alabama have a lot of oil too? Have you been to Alabama?
No.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
Venezuela has 5 times more oil than Saudi Arabia.
Really?
Yeah, and they're completely fucked.
Oh, but is it so deep? Is that the thing?
No, it's communism.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait. Venezuela has a lot of oil.
Yes.
Have you told this to the American government?
Oh, they know.
They know.
The boys.
Yeah, they know. That's why China is in Venezuela as we speak.
All of a sudden, another tower gets hit by 3 Venezuelans, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden.
You're never going to get a Venezuelan to believe in that
Yeah,
shit.
they can't be asked to do any work.
No,
for a start.
and they like drinking and pussy too much. They're going to be like, what?
Mom's pussy. That sweet ass.
End this now.
Sweet ass.
You know what?
Dude, your dad must have been the guy. Because everyone's having like British, all right, sex.
Yeah,
And this, all right.
yeah.
Slot it in, love. And then your dad's just fucking going to town on that churro. Churro, aka mom's pussy.
Do you know his mum watches the show?
Yeah. She would be a big fan.
Yeah, my little.
I think she'd be very confused by you, Ari.
My little.
Yeah, I think a lot of people might be very confused by you. Ari, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
We're going to go to Substack where our audience get to ask you their questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all about black people, so you'll enjoy it. All right, head on over to Substack. It's going to be, well, no one knows. I feel like comedy's dying in Europe because of this need, she means Western Europe, to keep everyone safe and to be kind. Why do you think Americans are not so keen on the whole be kind and keep everyone safe culture?